one of the first things is cleaning everything up. So I already cleaned up the inside of here. I sanded it all, and then sanded this off. You know, you kind of want to rough up the edges a little bit, but this is acetone. You can see you get a little bit of gunk, Sharpie. Just when the metal starts getting red hot, usually you can melt some solder in there. I can see it coming down. There it is. See if I can get it to follow me around. Yeah, see, I'm getting pretty good at this. That was pretty good, actually. For a guy that doesn't know what he's doing. Okay. Do the other one now. Oh man, that's a lot of solder. What? Yeah, you can see I got a little bit of scorching in there, you know. I'm learning. Clean up, it's fine. Paint over it. So I gotta get it out of the jig. Means loosening it all up. I mean, really, once I get the seat stays put on, then I don't think we need the jig anymore. I have to figure something out for the fork. So I just made a bucket of hot water, and barely enough to fit. Grab my toilet brush here. Oh, I probably should have cleaned it first. Scrub the nether regions. Glamorous work, folks. See if I can't reconnoiter this somehow. Get back into its happy home. Dry it out a little bit. Okay, so here we've got the seat stay. Goes right there. So we're gonna line that up. And actually, I'm gonna fine tune this. Just kind of bend it over a little bit. It's a little too much. Just to get the angle pointing at the seat collar a little better. There you go. That's metal working. So you kind of mock things up. And I just draw a line where the dropout goes. We're going to cut a slot. The dropout itself is about the same width as one of these files. So I kind of just go right in the middle and mark up a spot where I want the slot to go. Then I use my hacksaw. That's where I follow my lines down. Alright, so be glad you didn't have to see that, but that's how it turned out, which isn't so bad because it was ugly. I don't even have a good plan for the next one. I just literally hacked this, but we'll see how it fits. So with the slots, it sits on there a little better. Yeah, and that's a little deeper than it needs to be. So all in all, it's pretty good. Really, I only need it to go like that far. So maybe I can file that down. Those good enough for who it's for, and I'm just gonna glob a bunch of bronze in there anyway, or brass, whatever the hell it is. Nobody knows. That's gonna look slick. This thing is gonna be cool. So this is a cut that I'm a little worried about. So this is a stay cap, super heavy. There's a lighter way to do this, but I think this is gonna look the best in the long run for me. And you know, there's a spot that it wants to be at. Yeah, see, that was two different spots. You know, those are the marks that I made. I don't know. I guess, you know, I try to cut that right there. Maybe cut it a little long and sneak up on it. And then I'll just match the other side to it. So here's the stay. I got a cut, put in a tappy home down in the dropout. I got it. It's kind of amazing. It's gonna look pretty good. It's just, what's the order of operations here? That's the real question. I think you gotta solder this second. Gotta think that through. Okay, so I decided to do these top caps first, and it actually turned out pretty good. I just got them really hot, put a shit ton of brass in there, and then filed it down. And they seem to line up pretty good. Got a little crazy with the filing and whatever, so we'll see how it turns out. You know, you can always paint it. Got these dropouts all fluxed up. Get some flux in the stays here. I don't know which one goes where, but I don't think it really matters. Double checking here. Slightly happier this way. Good old fashioned masking tape should work. Okay, don't look too closely, but they're done. Now we gotta do this attachment. These guys will get attached right there. They're not quite, this one slipped a little bit. With enough brass and filing, it'll get hidden. Okay, I just have them kind of tied together there, which holds it in place enough. Everything's all flexed up and ready to roll there. Well, this is not going well. Well, this is not the way it's supposed to be done, and it's pretty ugly, but I mean, compared to what it was, I mean, I really struggled with that. And it's together. I think it's pretty solid, good enough for who it's for. I'm moving on. I mean, we have what's looking really like a bike frame now, and it's actually straight, so kudos to me. It'll be rideable. Alright, so here's the brake cable stop, the brake bridge, and then I can kind of measure it here to get it in the same spot. I did this once before and had to redo it again. It seems like everything I do I have to redo. Yeah, I mean, it wants to fit a certain way, and then it's really hard to get it to not move. But I kind of have a line here that I can measure it to, so that's about as good as it gets. And my plan is I'll just kind of set my file on there. Yeah, so the file even has to be in the right spot, and then it just can't move when I do it. So that looks pretty good. That's the plan. Whew. A hot one. So the silver doesn't take nearly as much heat as the bronze. It feels like it's already warming up. You don't need much. That looks good. You can see it just when the flux starts getting clear, you're getting close. Okay, that's good on that side. I'm gonna add a little more to this far side. Okay, I think that's good. Does that look pretty straight? I mean, a discerning eye might be able to see that it's off a smidge, but definitely good enough for who it's for, let's say. You know, here's the deal. Like, I was thinking about this a lot last night because I'm really frustrated with this whole project and my inability to be good at it. But, so if I'm measuring that, the 14.5 mark is right on for both of them. There's like this little hinge. No, not a hinge. A joint. I hope it's not a hinge. If I was selling these or doing it as a craft or claiming to be something that I'm not, you know, that's a different story. But I'm building these bikes for myself, and truly, it's good enough for who it's for. Like, I don't care a whole lot, you know, what this looks like. Like, this is not acceptable if I was selling it. Like, anybody, why would anybody buy that? But this is basically fillet braised and doesn't need to be. But I think it looks kind of badass and beefy, and I don't know, I'm going with it. And I did it. So this is me, and this is my bike and nobody else's. And that's what's important. Get off my back. I'll try to soak some of this solder off, or I mean the flux. Try to get some of the flux off. We're doing laundry, and I filled a bucket full of hot water, so I'm out of hot water. Anyway, This is warm water, so it's not really hot enough to do the trick, but you know, clean it up a little bit. Okay, so I've worked up this jig here to do the brake bosses. It should put them right where they need to be. I used another frame to kind of make sure it's in the right place. I got to work on this miter. I want them to fit a little bit better. Kind of get some filing done here and raise those up. This is about as good as I can come up with. I'm really digging these leather straps. It's kind of elastic. It's pulling this whole thing down. I've got things eyeballed as much as I can here. It's not precision. I mean, that's just a rack stay. I think it's good enough. That's what it's for. Fire up the torch and stick it on there. Hey. So I'm gonna heat up the boss more here. Alright, calling it good. Okay, I had to move them because I thought they were a little low, but I improved my jig. I improved it like so, and I'm really proud of it, so I wanted to show you. But I added a couple of these things, and that makes it all square, perpendicular and square, and that's way better. And I can just strap it down like that. And we're gonna shoot it again. Alright, so we got the bosses on here. They look pretty good. Well, I built the fork and forgot to record it. I just got in the zone. Like, I really feel like I need to with this. And it looks really awesome. I don't know. It's not, I didn't do a terrible job. It's a very brutalist approach. But this is what the fork looks like. I put these bosses on the side of the fork legs here. That's for the front rack. And then these, I'm going to put little things for straps, and I can just strap dry bags to the side. And that's, you know, for touring. And then I put some bosses back here on the frame for a rear rack if I want it. There's nothing down here, which I might get to. I'm really short on silver, and I'm really short on oxygen. So I got to put in brake cable stops, derailleur cable stops, and then I think I'm kind of done with the brazing. Done with the metal work. It's basically cleanup, not completely done with the metal work, but then I've got cleanup and paint, and I got to build the bike. So we're getting there. And but for now, it's just time to, I got to put stuff away and get started on some other projects.